I'm Spirit Keeper, and I give you a reason for every season. And today, Spirit Halloween has just revealed Wave 4 for the 2025 animatronic lineup. Today, Spirit Halloween has released one brand new animatronic for the 2025 season, which is really surprising as 2 days ago we took a look at Wave 3 right here on my channel, and now 2 days later on July 23rd, we have one animatronic, so half the size of the last wave, as last wave had Trick or Treat Pete and Crypt Countess, and now today we have this brand new animatronic to take a look at. Today's animatronic that was revealed is one of the most highly anticipated ones for Spirit Halloween's 2025 season, with this being Trixie. But before I dive in to all of her animation and everything like that, I do want to mention that in her demo video, in the bottom right corner where it usually has the Spirit text, this time it says Spencer's, and then that end screen insert, instead of it saying SpiritHalloween.com, it says Spencer's.com, which I'm not completely sure if this is a glitch on Spirit's part, and if it is, I will put that on the screen right now. But I'm not completely sure because it does say Spencer's, so that kind of makes me believe that possibly Trixie could be sold at Spencer's and Spirit Halloween for 2025, which would be awesome, but it might just be a glitch. Now, there are a lot of controversial opinions going around about Trixie, and I'm here to say that I think she's a really cool animatronic, as we hardly ever get possessed girls, and I think it's a super unique concept that should definitely be used more, especially in the retail market, and I think Trixie definitely hit that spot for me personally, as I love the concept that she's a trick-or-treater with that burlap sack, and then she actually has a jump scare where she pops up, and then not only does her knife pop up behind the burlap sack, but she actually has a skeleton mask, which I'll get into a bit later, and that also pops up, which I think is overall an awesome concept, and we hardly ever get trick-or-treaters, and especially just possessed girls, so those two combined make for such an awesome animatronic. I really like Trixie's animation where she jumps up super fast to give that amazing jump scare, and I think it's a really unique jump scare, especially because she has that burlap sack and then a knife hiding behind it, and then not only that, she also has a skeleton mask for that trick-or-treater effect, and then that also pops up as she jumps up. And another added feature with the skeleton mask, which I think is so awesome, is that there's actually a white LED in there that projects onto her face for some added lighting, which I think is absolutely amazing that Spirit did add that, because that's definitely a huge added feature. I will mention that Trixie is being manufactured by Crazy Crate, and there is no latex being used on her. She does have a plastic face, but going more in depth with her face, I think it looks awesome. I love all the detail. As you can see, those cuts around the lips look absolutely awesome. Her hair, the eyes, just overall her face sculpt is absolutely amazing, and the paint job also looks really great, and I'm super excited to hopefully see her in person, or actually get my hands on her later in the season, because she looks absolutely awesome. And I also really love her dress, definitely one of the main parts, that blue dress, and then near the bottom she actually has some blood stains, which is absolutely awesome to see Spirit bringing back some quote-unquote gore, as it's not anything too much, but it's definitely there, which I think it looks absolutely awesome for that even scarier effect on Trixie. I find Trixie to be very reminiscent of three animatronics, with the first one probably being the most obvious, with that being Betty Sharp, as not only are they both little girls, they also have that burlap sack, and then also the knife. Betty Sharp was made in 2022 in the Monsters Laboratory, and now Trixie being made in 2025. And then the second one is going to be Dagger Mike, being made in 2023 for the Graveyard. And that one, you can just tell by the jump scare, they both have that similar mechanism where they pop up, which Dagger Mike's mechanism has been used on a lot of props. And I think it's definitely a cool one, and it works really well on Trixie. And then that third and final connection that I did make is that little Jack Carver and Trixie, another animatronic from 2023, they have a very similar face, as they both have that same exact cut around her lips, and then they also both have that mask that sort of shoots up for a jump scare, which I think all three of those combined really make for an awesome animatronic, and I think it turned out awesome. Now, I know a lot of people are being steered away from buying this animatronic because of two main reasons, with that being the mask that she has and then the audio. Starting off with the mask, I think that the mask actually looks pretty good. As you can see, it's that skeleton face, and it does really fit her character, as she's supposed to be a trick-or-treater, and that mask goes along with her costume. I would have liked it to be a bit more dirty, but I really don't mind it. I think it looks really good, and then especially that white LED that projects onto her face. I think overall the mask is a nice added touch, and it definitely complements the overall character. But now going into the phrases, I do have to agree they definitely aren't strong, as in the demo video, she says that she's mad she didn't get any candy for when she went trick-or-treating, which is definitely pretty corny, but I do enjoy her voice, I will say that, and I definitely like that laughter that she does have in her audio. But another phrase, another example, is that she says, "Won't you give me a nice treat for a trick?" Which again, it goes along with the character really well, but I don't think that the phrases are definitely making this prop any better in any way. But you can't complain too much because you are still getting an awesome prop. Trixie stands 5 feet 5 inches at her tallest point, which is definitely a good height, especially for a possessed girl. But then finally, the best part about Trixie has to be her price tag of $199.99, which is absolutely awesome. Definitely one of the most reasonable and best prices from Spirit this year, as not only are you getting a 5 foot tall animatronic, it's also a jump scare and the detailing is on point. So overall, for only $200, you're getting this absolutely awesome animatronic. I think that you really can't go wrong for that price. Well, that's going to be it for Wave 4 of Spirit Halloween's 2025 animatronic lineup. And let me know down in the comments below what your opinions are on Trixie. But anyway, make sure you remember that I'm a Spirit Keeper and I give you a reason for every season. Bye.